How's it going, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the new Draco Dragon. This is an insane 2,000 horsepower electric SUV. Some would say super SUV, some would say hyper SUV, whatever the hell you want to call it. It shouldn't exist. It's a complete bastard child, and I'm here for it. I love it so much. It's crazy. It's mind-blowing. And I recently just did a video talking about the new Rimac Nevera. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, but it just set the top speed record for all EVs out there, and it still came up short when compared to internal combustion engine hypercars such as the Bugatti Chiron, the Chiron Super Sport, I think the Koenigsegg Jesko, and then the SSC Tuatara and something else probably in there as well. But still, these electric vehicles, it's really amazing how much that they've developed. And also another crazy thing about this new electric SUV from Draco is that it's also meant to go off-road. Now, if Draco, the manufacturer of this crazy SUV, is ringing any bells or it sounds familiar to you, they also came out with the GTE, which was another 2,000 horsepower electric hypercar that debuted, I think, at Pebble Beach last year or a couple years ago. I'm forgetting right now. But yeah, they've been in the works. They've done a couple things before, but this SUV is by far probably just the craziest thing ever. Now, me, typically, I don't really tend to like performance SUVs because they are SUVs and they have a higher center of gravity, and a lot of just idiots out there think that they're super safe in them, or whether it's an SUV or a truck or whatever, and then they tend to roll a lot on just normal roads. But with this, it's really fascinating what something like an SUV can essentially do when it has this much power. Another crazy thing about this new Draco Dragon is that it's also meant to go off-roading too. Apparently it's got adaptable suspension, so there's multiple different driving modes. I don't know if I would ever take something like this off the road. Same thing that I kind of said when I did my Aston Martin DBX review last summer. I would never take something like this off the road, but it's just really cool that the manufacturer is thinking about that, and I'm sure that there's some psychopaths out there that really want to push this vehicle and test its capabilities and see what it can do when there's no pavement. But anyways, here is an article talking about it by Motor Trend. And I'll leave this article linked down in the description below if you guys want to check it out yourself. But before even reading into this article, just looking at some of the pictures here, if you just look at that, man, it looks absolutely nuts. It's got the gull wing doors, kind of like the Tesla Model Y, I think. And the front fascia just looks so menacing. It looks like a monster. And yeah, it definitely is with the amount of power that it's pushing. I like the overall shape of the rear end too, and especially this perspective from the top, how it kind of flows. Looks a little bit reminiscent of the new Ferrari Purosangue SUV, just a tad with the shape, definitely not with the headlights or taillights. Speaking about the taillights, here's those designs. I like how the front kind of dips down, and it's just so aggressive. It's really cool. And then in the interior, this is another thing that I just really like. I love the huge tablet just right in the center. It's actually got a camera as a rear view mirror, it looks like, which I know from experience can be pretty trippy if you're not thinking about it at first. But once you get used to it, it's generally pretty fine. It also looks like there's another screen over here, if I'm not mistaken. I might be mistaken, and that might just be a reflection. But still, I love the huge touchscreen. I love the steering wheel, and I really like the Lamborghini Urus kind of esque embedding on the door panels as well as the seats. I don't know if that's just me, but it definitely looks like it got some inspiration from the Urus with that. I also like these screens on the second row of seating right there. And then looking at that rear end, man, it looks like it looks like a civilian vehicle, but the rear is just so reminiscent of some military SUV or something. It's just really cool looking new electric SUV. And actually taking a closer look at the interior right here, you can see two screens on either side, and that looks like the replacements. Yeah, there we go. So there's actually no side mirrors, which I think is kind of cool. I'm sure that it helps with the aerodynamics of the SUV, and considering that it is an SUV, it probably needs all the help that it can get, especially when like going for top speeds or anything like that. But I'd have to say, from a practicality standpoint, that is a little bit concerning, because all you need is something to kind of brake and then you have no view from your side. Still, you can like turn your head, look around or whatever, but if you're spending 300 grand on something and it just doesn't have side mirrors, that's a little bit silly. It's a cool idea. I just think that, I don't know, it seems a little bit unrealistic to me. So in this section of the article, it basically talks about how this Dragon came to be. It talks about the design team, and it was actually designed by Italdesign, which they've done. I can't even count how many supercars and hypercars that they've done in the past. They actually did the Deuce Vienne, which I recently talked about in that video a couple days ago, as well as I actually saw it in person at the New York Auto Show. But they've always done fantastic work. And what's amazing too, and it kind of mentions this right here, is that the base price is technically $290. And honestly, when compared to the DBX, Bentley Bentayga, Lamborghini Urus or Urus, and the Rolls-Royce Cullinan, it's right in that price range, except instead of getting like 500 or 707 with the DBX 707, or like, instead of getting that amount of power, you're getting 2,000 horsepower, which is definitely not usable. But at the end of the day, I mean, you could have a lot of fun with it. Let's just put it that way. I'm stuttering a little bit because I'm at a loss for words. Something like this, it just defies like all regular laws when making vehicles. I feel like I don't know. I think that SUVs shouldn't be capable of this amount of like just face melting performance. But let me know what you guys think about this new 2,000 horsepower Draco Dragon down in the comments below. And also, another thing too that I don't know how I forgot to mention this, but apparently it's going to make it's going to do 0 to 60 in an estimated 1.9 seconds. So it's going to have a sub 2 second 0 to 60 time. So again, really crazy SUV. Let me know what you guys think. And while you're down there, definitely be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe if you made it this far in the video. I have to say thank you guys so much for your time. I really do appreciate it. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next one. If you enjoyed today's video, click on either of these links right here to watch a similar video from this channel, or click on the little circle link right there to actually subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free. I do appreciate all the support, but thank you for sticking to the end of this video, and I hope you have a fantastic day.